Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's coverage of the Sim Racing Points Truck Series here on Full Throttle Sim Racing, presented by Full Throttle Television. My name is Brody Hanna, and in the booth with me is Richie Coy. Richie, we're off to another exciting season of truck racing here for the Sim Racing Points Truck Series, and we're better to start it off with than the high banks of Daytona here in sunny South. Well, I guess the moon's out, so I guess a nice and I guess kind of foggy Wednesday night.
Well, it looks like the fog actually lifted a little bit here as they roll out for qualifying. But yeah, we're at the center of speed. So yeah, it's always good to start the season at a place that's known for speed. We can get these trucks out here, get them wound up, and get them three wide as quickly as possible.
We can rush into that, but yeah, we got some great racing here tonight for sure. These guys have been kind of huddled up doing some off-season races and testing and practice, and it's time to put the rubber to the road here at Daytona and kick off another exciting season. 2026A, starting off the season here in Daytona, and like I said, it's going to be an exciting race, man. Daytona always puts on a great race and some great action, sometimes some big crashes, some exciting moments, and sometimes some surprising winners as well.
Yeah, they always say that plate racing is a different animal, and one of the reasons what makes it different is that this is a live dynamic race, and what I mean is that you can have a strategy going into the race, you get 2 laps into the race, and that strategy can go completely out of the window, and you have to dynamically change that strategy in order to get to the end of the race. So anything can happen at any lap on any part of the racetrack.
These guys doing their qualifying attempts right now, seeing where they can start. Really, you can win from anywhere here, so not a big pressure place. Although you want to start towards the front, you want to start off the race. At least if you start on the pole, anything that happens, they can't take that away from you. But it can be kind of exciting here. Let's look at the schedule here for the A season, the Sim Racing Points Truck Series. Of course, kicking it off at Daytona, next week over to Atlanta. And then we've got, what do we got? Circuit of the Americas, got Phoenix, and some of this is subject to change too as we evaluate the schedule going forward, as iRacing just released their schedule.
It's a dynamic schedule, just like the strategy tonight.
Yeah,
we're not sure where we're going yet.
Yeah, so I know Atlanta is probably on the docket, and we'll see after that exactly what happens. But that's our schedule for right now. And I tell you, these guys are going to put on a show no matter where. And some exciting stuff happening in this series. A lot of new names, new faces, and new places, and some existing names. Like I said, are ending up in some new teams. I know we got a few that have kind of moved around.
Yeah, got a couple with new numbers tonight, so it should be challenging. That's going to be our challenge for the evening is trying to keep track of who's where and what number.
There's Jackie Ritchie on track. He's returning. Brendan Polt back on track. He was our C-Season champion. So he's looking to make a splash as he's coming back. Of course, Elevated's back with Kyle Milliken and his group. I mean, just, your usual names. But we got new guys like Britt Casey. We got Rumble Racing returning with Martin Garreau. I mean, just highlighting a few of them. Yeah.
Well, we got a whole new team that the viewers would have not seen since 2005 C season. You got guys like the Cyber Racing guys, Michael Thwart and his 2 teammates, and they're popping around on me here. But I believe we got Eric Driggins, and one other guy is on their team. Ted Pullen. So we got the 95, 98, 99. That's a new team they ran the D season with us, but they're new to the viewers.
Yep. You got Derek Cadd in here. You got JC Evans from the Cup Series running some trucks this season. So he's out there in the 48 as well. So you'll know him for Monday nights. He'll be here on Wednesday nights as well now. So looking forward to that. Jonathan Atkins out there, of course, going to be quick. Everybody looking to make a good first splash, a first impression here at Daytona. You want to start off at the top because it's really easy to get behind real quick early on in these seasons. A couple of bad races early on, and it's hard to claw your way back.
Yeah, Daytona is one of those outliers that can make it a really tough beginning of the season or a really great beginning of the season. So it could put you in a hole that you have to climb out of, or it could put you out looking at everybody else trying to get back to you.
All right, as they finish up qualifying real fast, about 30 minutes here, or 30 seconds, we'll be ready to go on the grid. Who you got your eye on this season, though, Tony? I guess for this first race. Let's not talk about the season yet.
Tony, whoa!
I mean, Richie.
Hold up. All right, I'm probably pretty close to the mic. So, let's see. I mean, we got guys that we know are going to be good. They're you got Nicholas Moreau, Brendan Polt was a champion last year, but Jonathan Atkins was second in the D season, so he should be tough tonight. But I don't know. How do you bet against somebody like Nicholas Moreau, who's been dominating the season, the trucks?
Yeah, we didn't even bring up his name, but yeah, he's definitely been really quick everywhere we go. Of course, the Super Speedways could be the great equalizer for some of these teams. Although, if you look at our starting lineup, which we're going to do in a minute, it looks like he's starting off right where he left off last season. Let's go to our starting lineup tonight for the Daytona 200 for the Sim Racing Points Truck Series. And starting on pole, like we were talking about, that is the 15, Nicholas Moreau. He's going to start from the front row, the best position in the house, the pole sitter for tonight's race in his Toyota. Starting P2 on the outside, looking to make a splash, the 24. That is William Lark in his Chevrolet, now on his own team. We'll see what he can get done here. Barry Kramer is going to start in the 44. That is a teammate to the 24. He starts in third position. Actually, it's not. He's actually a teammate. Who is he? Oh, he's on a Toyota. Barry Kramer going to roll off from third position. Fourth spot is going to go to the 42. That is Kyle Milken in his Toyota. Fifth place is going to go to the 71. That is Brendan Polt, your C-season champion. Ryan Chapman, who was in the playoffs last season, he'll roll off from the sixth position in a new number 17. Seventh spot going to go to the 9. That is Marshall Johnson. And in eighth spot is the number 8. That is Brian Bliss in his Chevrolet. Ninth spot going to go to the 99. That is Michael Thwaites. He's going to start in the ninth position. And 10th is going to go to the 57. That is Jonathan Atkins. 11th spot is the 11 truck, the Ford of Tony Solari. And to his outside is the Ted Pullen machine, number 95 in his Toyota. 13th is going to be Michael Blackner in the 22. He's driving a Ford this season. And the 14, that is the 88 of Britt Casey.
15th rolling off tonight, we have the 32 of Darren Clement. Followed by or outside of him is in 16th is the 72 of Jack Ritchie. Then 17th, we have Simon Magnan in the 46 and Shad Curran in the 12th and 17th and 18th. Rolling off 19th is Aaron Satcher in the 13. That's a new number for him this year. J.C. Evans in his first truck race will be rolling off 20th. Chris Gore in the 89 is 21st with Eric Driggins, 22nd. Derek Catt in 29 is rolling off 23rd with Martin Garreau to his outside in the 50. Then following up on the 25th starting spot is Alex Murphy in the 30 and Chad Lang in the 40. In the 4, actually. Joseph Burgess in the 60, another new number, will be rolling off 27th with Joshua O'Connor in the 59 to his outside in 28th. Brett Gardner will roll off 29th in the 00 with Alan Duranco to his outside in the 2. Casey McMullen rolls off 31st with Wayne Grossi 32nd on his outside. And in our final roll, we have the 43 of Chris Beck and Donnie Batiste in the 67.
All right, well, 34 trucks going to take the green flag here tonight at Daytona. These guys are getting ready, getting warmed up as they roll down the backstretch. They are ready and ripping to go. And we are excited to bring you guys some exciting racing action all season here Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. You can watch us here on Full Throttle Television. Looking forward to it. These guys put on a show each and every week. And we're going to be sitting back and being spectators, but also trying to remember that we've also got to call the race.
Yeah, it gets sometimes these guys put on such a good show. It's hard for us to do that because you get to sit here and just start watching some really good racing going on out there.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we're going to come down here. The pace car is going to peel off. Nicholas Moreau going to bring him down to the 15, the 24, William Lark on the outside. Kramer, Milliken, Polt, your top 5. Let's see who's going to get it done in the first race of the 2026 A season for the Sim Racing Points Truck Series. Green flag flies, and we are off in racing here at Daytona.
slow climb all the way up to about 100 and I don't know, about 180 miles an hour, but it takes forever for these trucks to get up to that. They don't get up to the full song until they get on the back stretches. They're 2x2 all the way around through 1 and 2 here.
Yeah, Nicholas Rowe with a great jump there. The 44 catching him back on the bumper now. You're going to see these guys kind of accordion down the backstretch, especially since it's on road. They're going to get a little organized, so there's going to be a little opportunity for maybe something to go wrong here as they try to get it right down the straightaway, as everybody tries to get in line and get up to speed in these trucks.
Yeah, and this is where we'll see who's got patience, because we haven't completed a lap yet, but guys can get a little impatient in the back and start trying to make their way forward, trying to get there, because we have a stage caution here at lap 25, so that'll be here pretty quick.
Here comes that 24 with the push on the outside, but it's going to be Nicholas Moreau leading lap 1 here over the 24 William Lark. Looks like a pace lap, only now we're almost at full speed in these trucks.
Yep, 180 mile an hour, side by side here. Yeah, this is where you can get that impatience. I mean, it's still early yet, so I don't know if anybody's going to get impatient, but there's nowhere to go yet, nowhere to go. So you gotta wait for your space to open up.
We talked about the race tonight, 200 miles. It's going to be 80 laps. The stage lap will be at lap 25, so they're racing to 25 to get those first points of the season.
Yep, every point is critical in nowadays, and I do believe we are going to the chase format with these trucks, so no more playoffs, but we still have the chase. I think. Yep. I don't know if we've even decided that yet.
Yeah. No, you're right. All right,
Okay.
The 24 is going to take the lead there. He's going to pull down in front of a row there. It's going to open the door for the 42 of Kyle Milliken. I think he's one I'm going to watch tonight, too. He's always quick on these super speedways. If he can have a little luck, he'll be a contender tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, as you were going down the first part of that, the starting lineup, I'm like, well, he could win. He's really good. He can win. And now we got the 42 and the 17 up there who are teammates. So let's see if the teammates can form up and go to the front together.
Yep, it's Chapman in the 17, the 42 Milliken. Kind of getting a little crossed up there, not quite lined up like they want to be, but off the corner. They're going to be lined up here, nose to tail, as William Lark is going to come around and lead lap.
I saw Ryan pop up. I thought he was going to go around Kyle there for a second.
A lot of you guys are talking about how the draft works in these trucks now. They made a little bit of a change, and makes it a little more challenging to push. A little bit easier to get on somebody's bumper. It could be a little bit intimidating at first, but these guys getting it warmed out, knocking the cobwebs out, Tony. Richie, that's what we were talking about, is getting the cobwebs knocked out as a driver. Yes, they've been doing it in the off season. Some of the guys have. Some of the guys just returned for the A season. So it's getting used to the drivers that are around you, getting back in the swing of things, and finding that loud pedal, trying to make sure you got it all worked out.
Yeah, and we didn't have a super speedway in the D season, so some of these guys, even the guys that are returning, haven't been on a super speedway since our last. I think Talladega was our last one, way back in either B or the early C season. So dealing with the new trucks, I had heard in practice that they can get a little bit of a wiggle going if you get too close to the guy in front of you. So
yeah, we're riding on board the 95 Ted Pullen, one of the new guys in the league. Actually ran some of the off-season stuff as well, but getting his taste of some super speedway racing action here. Currently in 7th, he is riding the mix of things here at the front.
Yeah, he's got his teammate behind him in the 99 of Michael Flotz, and then you got the 9 in front of him, so we got a lot of 9s on that bottom row right there. 9 of Marshall Johnson.
Ooh. You see him having to lift to kind of avoid running in the back of the trucks in front of him. It's really easy, man. It looks easy on camera, but I'm telling you, this is an art style these guys are able to put on here to be able to do this without incident.
It is, because specifically in the Cup cars and the Xfinity, but I do believe it's going to happen here tonight, is that you can get a run on the guys in front of you, and as you catch somebody, you don't want to run into them, because that's an abrupt stop, and then that checks up all the way down the line. It gets worse and worse and worse. So it's an art form to be able to do that without being the one that starts that checkup.
Yeah, the guys in the back just trying to hang on to the draft, really, at this point. If there's nowhere to go, that's what you kind of want to do, just hang on to the draft. And as we were talking about it, actually, that outside lane starting to lose some track position on that inside lane. Inside lane's gotten organized, and they're starting to kind of pull forward here.
Yeah, I'm actually a little shocked that the outside lane isn't doing a little bit better than it is, but yeah, they got the inside lane now is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clear of the outside lane.
Ryan Chapman trying to get to the back bumper of the 42. They talked about how these trucks were kind of moving around when they get close to the back bumper. And you saw it right there. He tried to get up there and push the 42, and it got him all kind of squirrely. He had to back off and recalibrate.
Yeah, and if you're watching the front 2 or 3 guys in the bottom, they're not pushing each other. They've got a little bit of a gap, and it seems to be working better for them on the bottom doing that.
Look at the third. Who's the third truck in line here? That's Brian Bliss back there behind Ryan Chapman. Just trying to give him space to do what he needs to do to push that 42 forward. And that's a hard position to be in, too, in third.
It is, and as the outside line starts to go backwards here, the other guys in the outside line, that's where the frustration starts to build up. You're like, I'm like 4th in the outside line, I should be 8th or 7th, and I'm back in 16th because the outside line's not going.
It is a weird thing, too. I've done this before. You look up and you're like, okay, I'm making positions. You know, you start in the back and you start making positions up through the field and everything. It's like, okay, I've made some good progress. And you look up and you've only made like 3 positions up. You're like, what? I feel like I've done a lot more than that so far.
Yeah, you know, you battle back and forth. If you're on the outside line, you're battling with this person, battling with that person. You feel like you're passing cars left and right, and you're like, I only picked up 2 spots, or even worse, how did I lose 2 spots?
Yeah, where did they go?
Yeah, that happens all the time, especially at speedway racing.
Some of these guys are some of them are kind of stepping out of line. I kind of wonder if some of them are thinking about doing something on the outside here. Like you said, 4 or 5 clear on the inside. If they jump up there, that's going to give the 42 some draft, and maybe they can make something happen. Or maybe they're just content where they're at right now.
Personally, if I know I was 3rd or 4th right now, having been cleared, I'd be content to ride. There's no reason to push the issue at this particular point, but there are guys out there that like to lead as many laps as they can.
Well, the 24 made a good move early on. He's led several laps, all but about 2 of them, as Nicholas Bro led the other 2. He's jumped down that bottom lane, and so far so good for the 24, the 15, and those guys on the bottom as they kind of continue to train around here. Again, racing to lap 25, there will not be a pit stop needed. So it's a straight-up race to 25 to get those stage points, and from there, we're off to the races.
Yeah, William did a great job early on because he started in the outside lane and he hopped down. He was the only one to make anything out of the top lane so far. I'm curious to see if Ryan tries anything, maybe trying to get a different leader on the outside lane. Maybe that'll help.
Come off turn 4. Still right around the 5th or 6th spot there on the inside.
Just looking at some of the little mini groups that we have here, and I'm looking at some 2-car teams all throughout the field here. You got the 95, the 98, the 42 to 17 are teams. The 11 and the 22 are part of a team. So I see strategy kind of working out here, but if there's no place to go, I don't know how much strategy you can have.
Yep, kind of stuck 2 by 2 right now. If you're 6th on back, they're kind of clogging up the line right there as far as that goes. But a lot of these guys looking like they're just content right now to ride as we haven't reached that 25 lap mark yet. Although I see the 44 every now and then ducking out to the outside. I don't know if he's thinking about making a move there or just getting a little tight, kind of missing the corners there. As here comes the 42 though with a head of steam on the outside.
Yeah, and I don't know how or what they've done differently, but the 42 and the 17 have definitely moved up a little bit. They've picked up 2 rows on the outside, and they seem to be making a little bit of headway finally.
Had to pull up my lap counter here.
We are on lap 12. We got 13 to the stage.
All right, as they come off turn 4, still the 24, still on the outside, the 42 and 17. I think it's just the third different number in 3 separate years that Ryan Chapman's run different numbers. I think he was in, was he in the 16 earlier? Or the 18?
No, that was Malikian.
That's right.
Malikian was always in the 16. I don't remember him. I think he was just a 10 and now the 17.
Well, no, he was the 10, but before that he was a different number, and I can't remember what number it was.
We're going way back.
Yeah. It's a good thing about this league, though. You got some drivers been around a while. They have a reputation, whether that's good or bad. They got a reputation, they got a story, and they got a legacy they're building here. So if you guys are interested, definitely check them out. FTSR.net.
Yeah, absolutely. This is we got guys that have made hundreds of starts here, which is just, it still boggles my mind. You know, we run the 36 races a season. I mean, if you run all 3 series or 3 main series, you can do almost 100 races. But not everybody does that. But we do have guys that have hundreds of races here.
Well, with the 57, Jonathan Atkins, he's back here in around the 9th and 10th spot. You can see it may look like they're just riding around, but it's no Sunday drive here.
No, you always, as we mentioned before with the checkups, you have to be on top of what's going on all around you with these trucks. And I don't know if you got an in-car shot of one of these guys, but you can't see anything past the spoiler of the truck in front of you.
And 57 Atkins, you can see how that spoiler blocks your view. You can't even see through the windshield of the guy in front of you. You're just hoping, using your information, using the sound, using your spotter, just hoping that everything's working out the way it should. And that's what makes it so tough, is that you're limited on your view there. As you see, even the truck on the bottom comes up, you don't see him until he's on your door.
Yeah, and that's why this is, you know, they say it's a chess game at 180 miles an hour, and it's the only chess game I ever seen that you have to pay attention, you know, every millisecond of every part of the game.
We got a little bit of separation with the top 3 there. They've kind of broken away from that side-by-side before. So the top 3 can kind of move around, do what they want to, but Dominic is still starting to make that outside lane work. He's trying to get a little bit of that side draft, get some momentum, and get up here and fight for this lead.
Still being pushed by Ryan Chapman with Ryan Biggie Bliss there in the 8 Lucas Oil truck. Still getting used to some of these names and numbers. Just looking out, I'm seeing the 46 of Simon Madgen, who's a couple rows back from Biggie there on the outside, and he's running a Greg Biffle number scheme, which is a nice tribute.
Yeah, that's why I was looking in practice, and I was like, is that the 16? I couldn't tell. It's a stylized, like the number 16, but it's actually number 46. Looks really good on the shot of it here. You can see it on the side there.
And my thing, I think I saw that RFK is got all their cars going to Daytona with that font for their numbers as well.
Yes. All right, we start to see those 3 that kind of break away. Now 4 kind of move up to the middle of the track down the backstretch, kind of not giving draft to either lane, or, you know, one or the other, not picking one. They're kind of spreading it out there, trying to keep everybody from getting a run on them.
Yep, we're coming to 7 laps to the stage, so I'm going to expect that business is going to, if it's going to pick up, it's going to start picking up soon.
Yeah, 17 laps complete, 63 laps to go, but you're right. Only a few laps to the end of this stage, and you're right. Things are going to start ramping up just a little bit. These guys are going to push just a little bit harder, try to go a little bit faster. And when you push that limit, that's where things could go wrong. They're actually catching a slow truck right there.
Oh, I thought Barry Kramer was going to go up to the outside there, but it slowed down the inside lane. The outside lane is almost all the way up to the front now.
There you go. Got to run down the backstretch. That's the thing they needed, a little bit of side draft, and it's brought them right back up to side by side with second place. And right on the quarter panel, the 24 as they exit turn 4.
And the strange part is they have the least amount of trucks on the outside that they've had the entire race.
I believe they're catching Chris Gore, and Chris is hoping he can hang on, but I don't think he's going to be able to hang on to the lead here, or hang on to the lead lap. So we'll see what happens when they get there. Now Milliken way up the track. The 17 having to back off and try to get back behind him. That's going to check that outside up just a little bit.
Yeah, that's going to kill the whole outside momentum. And they are catching the 89 of Chris Gore. But fortunately for Chris, I think he'll be the only car a lap down. He'll immediately get the lucky dog on the caution on the stage.
See what happens. We see the inside lane start pushing a little bit more now as Nicholas Moreau's kind of closed in on the 24, but the 44 has lost touch with this front two just a little bit.
Yeah, I saw that, and I didn't know how that happened, but they've closed right back up again.
Crossing the line. 61 laps to go.
The 89 has gone to the top of the racetrack to give the leaders the preferred middle and bottom groove. Hopefully everybody can get by him with no issues.
This is always kind of, you got to suck it in and squeeze in there without an issue. It's like they're going to make that work.
Yeah, I always get a pucker every time we get to a lap car like that. But everybody made it through with no issues, and he slotted in at the back of the pack here. And he should get the lucky dog at the stage.
I also kind of wondered what it would do to that outside lane. Would it hurt? Would it help? I don't think it hurt them. They're still right there as they're starting to make some gains here on the front stretch. 5 laps to the stage.
Side by side as they go down into turn 1. They were.
Short way around on the insides, helping that inside lane out. But they're getting some pretty good runs off the corner. If 17 can time it just right, he can push all the way down the straightaway. You got to worry about overheating too here, Richie. We haven't really talked about that, but overheating could be an issue as well, especially for somebody like the 17.
Yeah, the closer you are to the truck in front of you pushing, the more your temperature is going to go up. And these things only have there's a temperature level that if you start to go over it, it's going to start to hurt your motor, and you'll actually lose a little bit of power.
We'll see what happens here. You know, that's early pushing. He's been doing a lot of pushing, so I just wonder what his temps are. You got to kind of save that for the end of this run here and hope you have enough to push that 42 out for the lead and hopefully make a move yourself.
Yeah, and if anybody's been watching the 15 and the 24, they have not been as tightly put together as the 17 and the 42 have. So I don't think the 15 is anywhere near anything with temperature-wise.
All right, here they come down the backstretch. The 42's got to run. It's going to pull even with the 24. Inches out ahead of him this time. Here they come. Oh, 42 disappears, and he's back.
You know, that's going to give the 17 some pucker moments right there when the guy you're trying to push down into the lead disappears. But they are out front. The 42, he's coming down.
He comes to the bottom. He goes to the bottom. There he is. He takes the bottom lane. He's going to lead here with about 3 laps left to the stage.
Now he's going to blink a little bit in front of William, and William's going to get that pucker as now we have Ryan Chapman leading the outside line with Brian Bliss on second on the outside line there.
24 pushing the 42. A bit of numbers game right there, trying to push him clear so you can maybe make a move to the outside. Let's watch that and see if that happens. Yeah, Brian Bliss trying to push that 17. The 17 kind of moving around. Here comes the 24 looking to the outside. He's not going to make that move yet.
That might have been his opportunity to be able to go around the 24.
Or is he? I don't know. He's making me wonder here. Here's the 17.
He's inside.
Oh! Contact with the 42 gets him loose. 2 laps to the stage.
He's got him wiggling. Now the 17 is up on the outside line with the 8. Well, the 17 gave a clear to 42 down the backstretch and come down in front of him.
See what happens. Like I said, 2 laps to go. If the caution comes out now, though, it's going to end the stage. So you got to be wary of that. 17 way up the track. 8 kind of pulls off the 17 here. See what happens. And 24 is pushing the 42 pretty good here.
Yeah, I think the 24 needed to go around the 42 the last lap when he was clear, and now he might not have the opportunity as we come to one to go.
1 lap to finish the stage. Who's going to get it? 42 out front, 24 tucked up right underneath that 42. 17 of Ryan Chapman on the outside with help from Brian Bliss.
17. Almost clear, but not quite.
All right, here comes Brian Bliss back to the bumper, the 17. What's he going to do here? He can have a play here if he wants. Through the middle, it's open.
Oh, the 57's going by Biggie on the backstretch. They made it 3 wide.
Oh, 57 to the middle, Biggie to the inside.
Oh, that's going to leave the 8. He's going to lose a lot of spots here as the 42 pulls out in front of the 17.
Who's going to get it here? Coming off the corner, the 42 in pretty good shape. 17 going to get a big bump here from the 57. Are they going to make it happen? I don't believe it's going to happen. I believe it's going to be the 42, Kyle Milliken, winning tonight's stage. Now everybody tries to get slowed down.
Yeah, that's always fun after the stage is in a big pack like that is trying to slow down without running over everybody.
That was an exciting first stage there up front, but Kyle Milliken going to get the win here tonight with Ryan Chapman in second and William Larkin third. They're exciting finish to the stage.
Yeah, especially with that 3 wide move down the backstretch. Definitely jumbled it up. You got Nicholas Moreau, who ran second most of that particular stage and ends up 5th, just because he got shuffled around a little bit towards the end right there.
All right, well, we're going to take a breath here ourselves, and we're going to see some pit stops. And this is critical, too, if you want that track position. Of course, we've got a little ways to go now. You've got 54 laps to go here. So, you know, it's not the end of the world if you have a bad pit stop, but you certainly don't want to lose track position.
Right, and we have at least one pit stop that they have to do in order to make it to the end. And if they do what we just did right now, which is go caution-free, green flag pit stops are the great equalizer and the great spreader-outer of super speedway racing. So anything can happen at that particular point.
You talked about that move on the backstretch to Brian Bliss in 8, threw him on the outside. He finishes in 9th in the stage, still gets a stage point, but definitely was kind of shaken out there. But hey, it's go time. Try to go up there and make something happen.
It's all fair. It's all fair in love and super speedway racing.
All right. Well, I'm glad I said that. You got to keep an eye on the 42. He's making me look good right now. That's definitely the one I was going to watch there. And he got up front, showed he knows how to do it. We have to watch his connection, though. Hopefully he makes it throughout the whole race with that little bit of flashing he was doing there. But it wasn't without some help from the 17 of Ryan Chapman. It is a team sport out there on super speedway racing, and you definitely need some help. And I think those guys worked together that whole stage to make that happen.
Yeah, it seemed to take the entire stage for him to finally get that run right there at the very end. And that actually worked out for him. The 42 won that stage. Ryan Chapman got second. And, yeah, expect to see a whole bunch of guys coming down pit road right now.
All right, pit road is open. They're all going to come in there, get those tires and fuel. Top off, and we'll see what happens from here forward. The next flag we can predict from here is the white flag, but then the checkered flag.
Technically, we can't even do that because if they get a green, white, checkered, we could be wrong with the white flag.
We do have one guy staying out here. Interesting call.
Probably Chris Gore, who's going to be getting
the 9.
Oh, really?
Marshall Johnson decides to stay on track. And I hope he's not planning on pitting because we've been there and done that before.
Mm-hmm. That's a very Marshall Johnson type thing to do, to stay out like that.
And actually, we had a fuel-only stop on pit road as well. Simon Madigan's going to gain a bunch of positions, comes out first off of pit road.
Yeah, 26-second pit stop. That's going to be a fuel-only stop.
And then Moreau, Milliken, and then Ryan Chapman, your top 5.
Yeah, I'm curious because Nicholas Moreau was 30. That was like 2 seconds. Very fast.
Maybe fuel only for him as well. I don't know, though. I don't know how he did fuel only and or did Simon miss his pit? That could be the case.
Yeah, I'm just checking right now. The 15 comes down. I'm not seeing a lot. Yeah, there's a lot. Everybody else is doing right sides. The 15 did. Oh, everybody else is doing 4 tires. The 15 didn't do any.
I think the 46 missed his pit stall and drove through some pit stalls and just went straight on through. That's what happened.
That is what happened.
So that's how he ended up there. So luckily for him, though, he'll have the option to pit here and rectify that. He'll just have to start from the rear. Unfortunately, the 9 of Marshall Johnson has made his bed. He's going to stay out there. One I think Marshall's going to hope for is a quick caution. And then, or a semi-quick caution, so he can make his pit stop and hopefully run long enough where some of the other guys make their pit stop, they can make it the rest of the race. I mean, that would be that's a Hail Mary, but that is a plan, you know.
It's a plan. I mean, he's not going to be at most times that this would be a huge detriment to be 25 laps down on tires. But at super speedway like this, he could still can maintain the front spot here with having no issues, even having 25 lap old tires. But the fuel is the problem. Is that he's not on a fuel stop with anybody else.
If we go about 10 laps on this next run, he's going to be forced to make a green flag stop, which could be rough to dig yourself out of. But hey, I like people that are willing to take chances. This is a chance he's willing to take. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk to him afterwards to see what his thinking was here. But yeah, it's definitely sometimes you got to do something a little bit different in order to make passes here to super speedway. So
we'll see. He started in 7th spot, so it's not like he was way back there. I mean, maybe he was back there running, but started in 7th, so it's not like he was at a detriment to major track position to make a track position swing. I don't know. Hey, I like it.
Who knows? I mean, you got to remember, started 7th, so that means he was 4 rows back. He could have been 12th at that stage.
True.
So yeah, we'll see how it works out for him as they are 2x2. Lights are out in the pace car. We're coming around turn 3, I think. Yeah, we're going into turn 4.
He's got the best guy behind him right now, the 42 Kyle Milliken. After that stage win, he's got the speed we've shown he can push. But now Nicholas Moreau has the help from his teammate, the 17, for Kyle's teammate, the 17. So we'll see how this works out as they come down. FTSR is going to pull off. We're going to go back green flag racing here. Marshall Johnson on the inside, Nicholas Moreau on the outside, waiting for the restart zone. And we're green and away.
Good job by Marshall this time, taking off in the restart zone. But he's going to take off pretty good with Kyle behind him, but I have a feeling that it looks like the outside lane is going to get formed up a little bit quicker, and I think we're going to see them have a head of steam going down the backstretch here.
They are really uniform on the outside, spaced out on the inside. Let's see this down the backstretch. You're going to see that big push from the 17 to the 15. Actually, Marshall pulling off. He's going to go to the rear as Nicholas Moreau is going to go to the lead with the 17, but the 17 has other plans. He's going to pull to the inside of Nicholas and right in front of his teammate. I see that it'll be a little bit organized right there.
Everything except for the Marshall, but as Marshall was dropping to the back, I also noticed that the 8 of Brian Bliss did the same thing, and I know that they are in the same Discord channel, so I have a feeling that maybe that was by design as well.
But Richie, why would you stay out just to go to the rear on lap 1 of the restart?
Thinking maybe he didn't pit the first time by accident.
Maybe
he wanted a point for leading the lap.
Yeah.
But maybe he's got the 8 gonna pit with him, and that way he doesn't pit by himself. But up front we got the 15 and the 57 pushing hard down the backstretch on the outside. 15 is out front.
The 15 was clear. Here comes the 17 back on the inside there. Those elevated esports cars seem to be really fast through the corners as well. They're really able to make up some time through the corners, and that's important. If you're on the outside, you want to cut the distance you're losing to the guys on the inside. And if you're on the inside, it really helps you out because you're able to wrap that corner and make up a lot of time.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do actually have a third elevated esports driver up there in that 88/8 truck of Britt Casey. He's new to elevated esports this year.
Yeah, is that Marshall Johnson they're catching? So I guess he had to come down pit road.
It is Marshall Johnson. Yes. Wow, the outside lane. I don't know what happened to the inside lane, but the outside lane, all 4 trucks actually cleared them, and yeah, put the 71 down the lead of the bottom lane.
They were so fast on the back, I think they're thinking about they don't really want to have to pull down. They want to use that outside lane. But here comes the Britt Casey number 88 to the inside. Or is that Ted Pullen? Nope, Ted Pullen in the outside lane. Here comes the 57 of Atkins to the inside of the 15 of Moreau in turn 1.
Sometimes it's fun to be up front here without a teammate, because you could do whatever move you want to do without actually having to worry about the guy behind you.
Yeah,
the 57 has no teammates. The 15 has no teammates up here.
It can be very hard to get that teammate stuff working out sometimes, for sure. You see, who's that? Ted Pullen on the back bumper of the 15, Nicholas Moreau.
We have a new player in the 32 of Darren Clement there in the 3rd in line on the outside. And Aaron Satcher 4th in line in the 13. So some new players up here.
Oh, yeah. Working towards the front. There's Clement, the 32 there. 3rd in line, right behind Aaron Satcher. And on the inside, that is Jonathan Atkins being pushed by Britt Casey in the 88.
Yeah, I'm confused of what just happened to this race as Darren Clement moves down to the bottom and trying to take over the lead at the bottom line. But early on, the inside line was unstoppable, and now all of a sudden the outside line has definitely stepped it up.
Yeah, absolutely. Good racing, though. Still side by side. Here's the 32 getting pushed from the 57 of Jonathan Atkins. 32 moving around just a little bit there. Got to be careful, guys.
Now, one thing that may be happening here, especially with the 17 and the 42, is that you use more fuel leading the line than you do when you're drafting in the back.
Yeah, my concern for that always, though, is the more cars I get behind, the more cars that could wreck in front of me, if you know what I mean. So it's either
the other side.
I'm usually I usually either like riding in the back, so I got plenty of space to slow down for an accident, which sometimes works out, sometimes does not. Or either I want to be towards the front and have as few cars as I can in front of me. Oh, you see the 15 getting a little loose with a push from Ted Pullen into the 95.
Yeah, so that's the other side of the story is that, yeah, you might save fuel, but you also might be collected in the big one if it happens. But you'd be amazed the amount of difference there is in leading the line versus running around 4th or 5th in fuel mileage.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're saving fuel, that's where you want to be for sure. It's just risky. And honestly, I'm pretty sure they didn't want to get freight train like they had. I mean, they are back there. Where are they at? 10th position for Ryan Chapman.
Yeah, but they're running with a bunch of space in between them, and it looks like they're just kind of riding now.
So you got to be careful of the. Looks like these guys up front are pushing pretty hard, and that's kind of spaced everything out. But you got to be careful about the accordion effect, especially going into turn 3. It's always been kind of bad here at Daytona. You get down to the end of turn 3, and everybody's checking up, trying to stay off of each other. By the time it gets about the 5th or 6th car back, it's just hard to compensate for that if you're right on the bumper.
And we might have some people questioning why I'm bringing up the difference in fuel between leading and running around the back. And it's simple numbers that if everybody has to pit one more time, and it's going to be a green flag pit stop, if I have to put in 7 gallons of fuel, or I have to put in 5 gallons of fuel, 5 gallons goes in a whole lot quicker than 7. And those 2 seconds that you gain on pit road is huge on the racetrack.
You had an opportunity there and you didn't take it. It could have been 6 or 7 gallons.
No. Low key.
Still side by side for this lead. They cannot decide who wants to take this, and both the inside and the outside both get really good pushes there. The top 2 locked in on the top and on the bottom. But of course, you got to remember, we still got 43 laps to go here at this race, so and a pit stop. So really, where are you going to go? You get out front, you get shuffled back. I mean, it's probably best just to kind of hang out where you are right here.
Yeah, and we're going to get to a certain point in this race, and you're going to see the outside line disappear as everybody tries to move down to the inside line, so everybody has a short way to pit. But yeah, right now this is kind of ride, and hopefully don't lose a lot of track position. Maybe find a couple of your teammates, so that when you do pit, you can all pit together.
Riding aboard with Joshua O'Connor in the 59. Riding behind, who is this? Michael Thwaites right in front of him in the 99. And of course, that's J.C. Evans to the left of number 48. And this is kind of the the mid-pack stuff we were talking about. Like there's really nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. This is sometimes where people kind of lose their focus simply because you're just riding at this point. There's not like you need to maintain your focus, but it's easy to lose it because it's just kind of mundane until something happens, and then it's in your face.
Yeah, quickly too. It's also an opportunity that if you do want to try to make it to the front, that there does tend to be a lot of holes through the pack every once in a while when you run like this. Like right now, somebody might be lifting or whatever, that you can lane hop and maybe make up a couple positions here and there.
We're on board with 48 J.C. Evans. He's following the 24 William Lark back to 14th spot after leading this race. After those pit stops, they're kind of getting shuffled back. So he's got a ways to go, but of course, like I said, a pit stop to go. And some of these guys are kind of hoping for that pit stop to kind of spread things out. It's an opportunity. It is an opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to either gain spots or lose spots. So you don't want to make a mistake on this pit stop, especially if it's green flag.
Yeah, because anytime you're off throttle with one of these trucks, it exaggerates the time on the racetrack that you lose.
Yeah, for sure.
This is where teammates come in. This is where teammates come into play. The more teammates you have, the more the chances you could have them all go down pit road together and come out, and the more that you can come out with, the faster you'll be after pit stops.
Track back there, I think it didn't hit the wall, just up the track, just out of line. Just caught my eye there. Those little moves, man, it can, if the guy behind you is not ready for something like that, if you go up the track, up a lane, and he's running the shorter way around, next thing you know, he's on his quarter panel, and, you didn't mean to be there, but it just kind of sucks you in if you're not careful.
Yeah, and it's amazing how quickly that does happen, where you can get sucked right into the quarter panel of the truck in front of you if you're not paying attention, especially on the outside like that. If he hits the wall a little bit, and there happens to be a little bit of that wall glue that happens, you're right there so quick you don't even know what happened.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I said, it's so easy to lose your focus here if you're not in the front few, because the front few they're doing some racing right now. Everybody else is just kind of riding around hoping for the best. And as a matter of fact, you see the rotors glowing on that number. Who was that? 95? Ted pulling on the outside. Yeah, rotor's glowing on that car, as we saw down the backstretch. So he's using that brake to kind of, he wants to pull up on the guy and use that brake to kind of slow things down just a little bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, they do have brakes on these trucks. They're not very good, but they do have brakes on them. They're as skinny as possible, and brake pads are as light as possible.
I said that I got to look again because his rims are orange colors, so maybe that's what I was seeing. But I thought I saw brake heat, but it might have just been his rims, and I think it is.
What threw me off. Blimp view?
Nah, from across the way.
I do want to give a shout out to the 30 of Alex Murphy and the 4 of I believe that's Chad Lang. They've made their way. They're 4th and 5th on the outside line there. Alex started 25th tonight, and Chad Lang started 26th, so they've made their way towards the front here.
Yeah, Murphy in the 30 there, 9th spot on the outside, doing a good job. 16 spots.
Let's see, I'm seeing it start already. The 95 made his way down to the bottom line and was able to leave a hole for his teammate to come down in front of him. So they got the 95 and the 98 and 99 come down onto the inside lane for the pit stop.
So time to bail, try to get to the bottom, prepare for your pit stops. And that's another challenge from the guys on the outside. It's like, oh, I need to get down and make a stop. I either need to go forward or backwards. They can't be side by side.
On the flip side of that, the guys behind him on the outside just picked up 2 spots.
Of course, yeah, 15 getting loose there. Once again, with that help from the 95. Getting a little squirrely there through 3 and 4.
And there's nothing that Nicholas can do. He's at the mercy of the guy behind him.
Yeah, I mean, you want the help. That's the thing. You want the help. You want to be pushed. You want to be helped. But man, it's a fine line between helping and hurting, because when you get loose like that, you actually lose a lot of time trying to gather the truck up. So you want to push, but you get a little picky, a little greedy. You want, oh, push me, not like that, not like that.
Well, yeah, and it's not that you even want it; you need it. You can't drive around here without being pushed by somebody.
Nick is clear. The 95 almost clear. They're going to clear here off turn 4. Barely. Right now, is the 95 going to take it? He is. 15's going to stay up, though. As the 95 dives to the bottom, Ted Pullen starting to lead that outside or inside lane.
And that moves Aaron Satcher in the 13 up to second on the outside, with Alex Murphy and Chad Lang and Joshua Connor in that smiling State Farm truck.
It's so funny, too, that you get these different partnerships. You're like, okay, has the 15 ever worked with the 13 of Aaron Satcher? Have they worked together? Does he know what Aaron's going to do? Right now, Aaron's doing a great job pushing him out there. The outside lane's got plenty of momentum as he's going to pull Alex Murphy with him. Actually, here comes Satcher.
He's never worked with Aaron Satcher before, and it's not going to happen now either. Aaron Satcher leaves him there.
Going to pull the inside, not going to quite lead this lap. He's going to lead that inside row, as now Nick Moreau is going to pull back in front. What's he do now? Does he pull to the bottom? Does he stay to the top? So far, he's been committed to the top.
Yeah, I think that's his game plan tonight. He's committed to leading that outside line. All these guys keep coming up and popping down to the bottom, but nobody's been able to really take away the lead from Nick there on the outside.
That's right. They push him clear, go to the bottom, and he stays up top and continues to lead the race. So it seems like that's where you want to be, is that top lane. As now he's getting help from Alex Murphy in the 30. You were talking about him earlier. He's up 22 spots now. Second car on that outside lane.
Yeah, and if he gets his push, maybe he'll drop down to the bottom lane too. But honestly, at this point, I'd be right behind the 15. That's kind of where I would stay for now.
He's got a quick truck tonight. You can tell that. I mean, he's been out front most of the night at this point, and he's been really fast. As you see a gap forming between the third truck and fourth truck on the outside lane. Not sure what happened there. Joshua O'Connor on the outside with a gap.
I was about to say I'm surprised nobody popped up there, but as I thought that, the 32 of Darren Clement popped up behind Alex Murphy.
Right on board the 59, Joshua O'Connor. This is what's tough now, because he's going to close in. He's going to have to ease up to him so the guys behind him have a little heads up of what he's going to do there. 4 of Chad Lane right in front of him. And now they got some new players on the outside row, but right now, Nicholas Moreau continuing to lead that outside row.
Yeah, he's been super strong up there with it, and it didn't matter. It doesn't matter who's pushing. Anybody pushing the 15, they've been strong.
Well, you've got 32 laps to go here at Daytona. Daytona 200. So far, so good for everybody. But we do have pit stops coming up. We'll see when these guys choose to pit. It'll be very interesting to shake things up just a little bit.
Yeah, because I would imagine that they can make it from here. That was the 32.
Ooh, 3 wide.
Yeah, 3 wide. 32 got under the 30 there, but there's too far of a gap.
And they're 3 wide behind him as well, but the 59 coming off the corner. This is tight quarters racing here. And as that happens, Aaron Satcher going to take the lead on the inside. So Satcher does get that lap led. The 32 pulling up behind the 15. Shaking some cars out to the outside lane. Who's the black car there? Is that Ted Pullen in 95?
On the outside, that would be the 30 of Alex Murphy there, 3 wide.
Still 3 wide. Close racing there for the top 2.
Yeah, And there goes the 32. He's going to leave the 15. This could be big for the 15. He's got nobody behind him.
Is the 59 going to clear? The 30, not quite. There's still 2x2 back here. As they kind of get shaken up here up front as well, but that's going to be the 32, Darren Clement, taking the lead.
Not clear.
Oh, no, contact by
Not
the
clear.
59, the 30. The 59 goes around. It's going to be the big one. A big mess on the front stretch there, just past the start-finish line. Caution flies as we got several trucks around. First caution of the night for incident. I just knew that wasn't going to last too long, and sure enough.
Yeah, there's the big one right there.
59 involved, the 30 involved. 59 still bouncing off the walls. Let's go back and look and see what happened on the front stretch. We kind of saw it happening live here. It's the 59 and 30. 30 kind of comes down. 59 up the track just a little bit. And 42, Kyle Milliken. One of our really fast trucks involved there as well.
Yeah, this has got a bunch of trucks in it. The 42 got involved. The 24 was involved as well. The 4 of Chad Lang, unfortunately, was involved.
On board with the 42 Milliken there. He's going to see it right in front. Contact between him and 30. 59 goes around. 4 goes sliding. Chad Lang there involved. The 24 snuck through there.
He got a little bit of nose damage at some point through there, but you want to ride through that with on Michael Blackner's cockpit. That'll be an interesting view.
I know Casey McMullen at 28 happens in front of him. He takes the grass here early. You see cars sliding through. What was it? 44 blast through
the
there.
44, the 2, the 6, the 46, the 7 was involved in that.
7 Wayne Grassi saw here up front. I think he got hit from behind. He's still getting hit from behind. Still no major damage, I don't think, on the 7 there. See how the 4 gets sideways. We're out of order 4, Chad Lane through here. Right in front of him. Oh, truck almost gets some air in front of him. He gets hit from behind. And he's going to slide to a stop. I don't think he'll be all right, too. I don't think a lot of these trucks got any major damage.
Yeah, I think the one that got the worst was the 59, so I'm taking it back. That was not the big one. That could have been a whole lot worse than it was, for sure.
44 got hit from behind. That's what shoved him into that.
And this takes out that pit stop strategy. So all those guys that were waiting for the green flag pit stop, they just throw it out the window.
There's the 2 of Alan Durango tagged the 44. Got him in there pretty good. And you said right on board with Michael Blackner.
Yes, in the 22.
He made it through?
He did. Oh, that Mayhem Michael missed the mayhem.
He's right on board with the 22 here. See what he saw. Wrecking down there, wrecking up here. Oh, cut the middle. He shot the gap and he made it through. Nice job.
Do you know, I mean, you're out here, you don't ever want to see a caution, you want to see trucks wreck, but do you know who's super excited that caution came out? That would be Marshall Johnson.
Yeah.
Marshall Johnson, the only car 1 lap down, and the guy that did not pit at the stage, he's now back on the lead lap. And Nicholas Moreau went from dominating on the outside all the way back to 7th because of what happened there with the outside lane.
Yeah, so there was a lot of smoke for that accident, but some minor contact for most of those guys. It's good to see that most of them should be okay to continue. And you're right, so no green flag pit stop. This is a race to the end. This is almost going to be like our stage. We're going to have about 26 laps when we take the green flag. So it's another race to the end of the race. It's going to be about 26 laps.
Yeah, we just made it to right around this the second stage, to lap like 50-51 before that caution came out today. Yeah, but look what we got. We got a new leader, Aaron Satcher, in the 13, made it out of pit road first. Put him starting P1 with the 32 of Darren Clemens and the 57 of Jonathan Atkins, um, right behind him here.
Yeah, that's actually teammates there, the 13 and 32. So, or at least affiliate. Yeah, affiliate teammates.
Well, they're affiliate on the track too, because one's in the low lane, one's in the affiliated in the outside lane.
We'll see if they can affiliate their way to the checkered flag here.
How many more times can we say affiliated?
I don't know. It's starting to lose. You know how you say words too many times and it kind of loses their meaning? It's starting to lose its. Like now I'm starting to wonder if I'm saying it right. You know what I mean?
I believe we've lost the meaning for sure. But what we haven't lost is a good race, because we've had some really great battling going on. Everybody stopped and got some fuel in their trucks. We're doubled up. Lights are out, and we're ready to try to do it again.
I'm interested to see the turn this race takes now, though, because they don't have that green flag stop coming up. That was going to kind of be the reset. I'm sure some of the guys are riding back there thinking, okay, I'm just going to take it easy. We've still got a green flag stop to go. Well, now that's out the window. So it's a straight up race to the end. It's all about track position. It's all about getting to the front, putting yourself in position at the end of this race. You don't want to go too quick, because then you end up front and you get shuffled back. But you want to be putting yourself in position this whole time. You want to plan ahead for the last, say, 5 laps, and put yourself in a place where you can make a move to try to win this race.
And I think that what we're going to see is right at the very end, right before the caution, we saw a lot of juggling going on. And I think we're going to see a lot of that. We may see some more 3-wide moves as guys like Ryan Chapman and the 42 try to make their way back. The 24 try to make their way back to the front, and some of the guys in the back try to make it to the front.
Yeah, I've seen races devolve after a caution like that. Let's hope it doesn't happen here, as the green flag's going to come out. Pace car's off, restart zone, and Aaron Satcher fires off, and we are green here once again at Daytona.
Yeah, all the racetracks, the leader loves having that ability to go when he wants in the restart zone, except for super speedway races, because look how much of a deficit they're going to chew him up going down the backstretch.
This might be a little bit of that inexperience from the 13 of Satcher. He's kind of new to the sim racing thing. This is going to be real big here. Depends on what these guys do when they catch him. Will the 15 push, or will he try to make a move here on the 13? He's going to stay behind him, but that's going to cause a checkup from behind. Everybody trying to...
Check.
Yeah, it's going to be an accordion effect there, but they make it happen in turn 3.
I'm a little shocked. I thought Jonathan might want to make it 3 wide to get past him, but maybe he didn't have enough room. I couldn't see the angle if he had enough room to do that.
So Satcher on the inside, Darren Clement on the outside, leading this race. Couple of affiliate teammates there.
And behind the 32, I believe we have 2 Rumble Racing teammates of the 30 and the 50. That's Alex Murphy and Martin Garreau.
Yeah, the 30 was just involved in that caution there. Maybe got some slight damage. I think he obviously continued on, so no harm, no foul there. But they're lined up on the outside.
Yeah, and if you look behind the 50, you'll see the 42, Kyle Milken, who was also involved in that little bit of a skirmish, and he's continued on too.
These guys need to be sponsored by Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
All right, we got...
He's clear. He's going to pull down in front of his teammate, the 13 there, so he's going to lead that inside lane, but we've seen that outside lane be strong here. Let's see what Alex Murphy can do on the outside with his teammate, the 50 of Martin Garreau.
See if they can rumble to the front here.
Rumble in Daytona.
See what I did? Rumble racing, rumble to the front.
Nope.
Jonathan Atkins going to move up top.
Atkins going to try to get outside. He saw how strong the top was. He wants a piece of that. He's going to move to the top here, try to lead that outside lane. And he's had a fast truck so far tonight, so we'll see if he's able to run up front here. As you see those teammates on the bottom kind of get crossed up, that's going to cause a little bit of a checkup and going to give that outside lane a little bit of momentum.
The outside lane has been strong in it, but it seems to be who's leading it and who's second. And we'll see what they got here with the 30 pushing the 57 here.
Still 2x2 for third on back. That's where your battle is. But right now, the 32, the 13 out front. Battle for second, the 15 of Moreau on the inside, the 57 of Atkins on the outside. And those two, I'm going to go ahead and say it, are going to be players in this championship this season.
Absolutely. Jonathan Atkins had a really good offseason. Nicholas Moreau had a fantastic 2025. So I would expect to see them battle on each and every week. They're catching a lap car here. Casey McMullen? No, it's the 98.
He's going to stay high here. Again, hold your breath moment. Anytime you
watch Nicholas move up. Sorry. Yeah, it's hold your breath. But as that was happening, the outside line slowed up enough that the 15 was able to move up in front of the 57.
Good push into turn 3-2 by the 57. It's going to pull him even and then past the 13 or the 32 there of Darren Clement.
They're 3 wide back in the pack.
Again, the trickiest spot to be 3 wide, I think, is going to be that dog or the front stretch there where that little turn is. There's not much banking there, and it feels like it's narrow, more narrow than it is. Boy, they are getting close back there. You got to truck up the track as well. The 7 of Wayne Grassi not leaving them much. Is that the 7 of Grassi? It is. Not leaving them much space on the high side there.
Sometimes there's not a lot of space to give.
And now they're 3 wide behind them as well. I'm not sure what happened there.
As that's all going on, the 57 and 15 actually moved out in front of the 32. The outside lane was actually 3 cars past the inside lane, but the 15 and 57 stayed on the outside. I have a feeling that we found 2 dancing partners that are going to work together to the end.
These guys back here are going to have to get this figured out if they're going to want to catch back up to this group. This 3 wide slowing them down and also putting them in jeopardy of having an accident. Somebody's got to give before something breaks loose here. Still 3 wide. Brett Gardner, Simon Mackin back there. And I believe that's Joseph Burgess on the inside. New number for Joseph, the 60 this year.
Yeah, he was the 90, now he's the 60. He's 30 less.
Don't tell Tony.
Ooh, oh. The 60 moved up a little bit, almost got into the 46 there.
This is recipe for disaster right here. And right behind him, the 59. If I'm Joshua O'Connor, I say, okay, I've had enough, boys. I'm going to try to get away from this. But he's right there tucked up behind him.
And who else is there but Mayhem Michael? Now there are 2 rows of 3 by 3.
Yeah.
When one's not enough, let's go to 2.
I mean, I feel like that's just a ticking time bomb. When you're 3 wide like that, it's just a ticking time bomb before something happens and something goes wrong.
It's all because nobody wants to be last in the line. They all want their spots.
Well, I think some desperation maybe sets in back here too, because you're thinking, I've got to make the track position somehow. And I think some guys are like, I need to make some track position. And up front though, it's hot and heavy here. Nicholas Moreau getting a push from the 57 of Jonathan Atkins on the outside. You get the teammates of Clement and Satcher on the bottom.
Well, Satcher not doing as good of a job pushing as the 57 is on the 15, but every once in a while he gets right up there, and when he does, that inside line definitely moves down the backstretch.
Well, we got 18 laps to go here at Daytona, the Daytona 200 for the Sim Racing Points Truck Series here on Full Television. Get down to the wire. Not quite to panic time yet if you're back there, but
incident, the 29 Deercat.
Deercat around in turn 3. And caution flies. We'll have to go back and see what happened to these guys back here. As the 29 is going to have some damage to repair, we're going to go to our Best One Tire and Auto Care instant replay to show you what happened here. Derek Cat on the outside, just a little bit of a checkup. Accordion effect, the 46 unfortunately gets into the back of Cat there. Looks like the 4 of Chad Lane got some damage from that as well.
Yeah, and he came down into the side of Michael Blackner there. Mayhem collecting the Mayhem. 4 looks like he got involved. The 59 might have got a little bit of it too.
So check up on the outside right here. Unfortunately, the 46 tags him. The 22 and the 4 into the side of the truck there. And I think it's Joshua O'Connor involved again.
It is. The poor guy in the side of his truck got almost a little fender in his face.
Slapped in the face. Unfortunately, that's that accordion effect I was talking about. He just did not have time to react to 46 gets in the back of him. You see how fast it happened going in the corner here. I mean, he was lifting, but just not enough.
And if there's one place you don't want to have that accordion effect happen, it's definitely in the corner, because that's where trucks have the lowest amount of grip and are the easiest to get unsettled.
What is a shame about a wreck like that is the guy that gets wrecked is usually the one doing the right thing, trying to get off the throttle, trying to get off the guy in front of him, and you get run over. And that's just sometimes it's just hard to swallow, because you're like, I did everything right. I was avoiding contact. And I got turned around for it. It just it's unfortunate.
And that goes back to what we were saying earlier on, is that you have very limited sight behind these trucks that sometimes you just don't see it quick enough. And that definitely happens. I mean, me as a driver, I hate to say that I was like, I couldn't see what was going on, but because I'm always a big believer that you should always know what's going on, but sometimes you can't see.
Yeah, just like I said, it gets so bad sometimes. Those checkups get so bad they get towards the back of the field. There's just not much you can do. I mean, you feel like you've lifted enough. I've been in those situations where I was like almost all the way off the throttle, and I have to hit the brake. I'm still not slowing down enough to keep off the guy in front.
Yep, and you got to think about the guy behind you that has to do that and more to keep off of you.
44 Barry Kramer getting a lucky dog here. He's going to get back on the lead lap, so that's good news for him.
I do believe that everybody on the lead lap, I think we have 2 trucks that are either not out or they were damaged pretty bad, because they're 2 laps down. It's Eric Dragons. Oh, actually, he's out there still, in the 98, and JC Evans in the 48.
Yeah, I think both of them are still running. So all cars still running here as we get ready to wrap this one up. 16 laps remaining here for Daytona. It's been a really good race so far, man. It's been exciting up front. It's been exciting towards the back. Everybody doing a good job. Everybody knows. It seems everybody understands the idea here of get to the end, then you got a shot at it. That's what you want to do. Now, I've seen these races devolve at the end of these races because everybody's still in it too. So don't think that the action's done yet. But so far, so good. Everybody's done a really good job. You look at our top 5. Of course, Nick started on the front row. Atkins is up 8 spots. Then you got Darren Clement, who's up 12 spots. Aaron Satcher up 15 spots. And Alex Murphy, who's moved up 20 spots from where he started. So it doesn't really matter where you started. It's where you're running right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody was doing good and got with their partner, their teammates. The 57 and the 15 looked like they had a little bit of an unwritten teammate thing going there. The caution comes out, and now every one of them little teammate thingies are split up to the inside, outside. Who can find who the quickest?
Well, so that's the thing. So you got Nicholas Moreau, who's on he's on Moreau Motorsports this year, running for his own team. You got Jonathan Atkins, who's on Shockeye Racing Performance, and of course didn't really have a teammate up there right now. But then you got the 2 teammates in row 2 of Aaron Satcher, Darren Clement, if they can get hooked together. But also we've seen the 13 trying to figure out that push and trying to figure out exactly what he needs to do there. You got Alex Murphy there in the 30. He's on Rumble Racing. Ted Pullen, still up there in the 95, doing a good job. And then, of course, Britt Casey for working with Elevated. Yeah. Which, speaking of Elevated, Where's our elevated guys at? 12th and 14th. And I don't expect them to stay there, so we'll have to keep an eye on the 42 and 17, see what plan they devise here to try to make up some track position.
Yeah, we've mentioned a couple of times that we think it's going to ramp up, and I'm fairly confident it's about to ramp up to another level here.
Well, they are 2x2 getting ready for the restart. It's going to be 14 laps remaining when they hit the line. So we will see what the plan is and who has the right plan going forward to make it to the line first here at Daytona, get the first win for the 2026 Sim Racing Points Truck Series season.
Here's what I see happening on this restart. I see the 15 hopping out front as quickly as possible and getting with the 57.
Well, he did take the outside, so let's see what happens. Here's the 15 rolls down, leading them to the green flag. Green flag flies. The 15 launches, and he is away. Although we've seen the 15, though, Richie. He likes that outside lane. Actually, the 57 going to move up to the 15, and he's going to bring Aaron Satcher or Darren Clement with him.
Yeah, Aaron did not have a good start there, which allowed the top three to actually move up in front of him.
Actually,
but I had a feeling that the 57 and the 15 were going to get together as quickly as possible.
You know, the 32 moved up there, then moved back to the bottom. So he said he didn't want to be up there. So
I don't want to be up there with my teammate. I want to lead the bottom.
Well,
I think the field is in a little bit of trouble here if they don't break up the 57 and the 15. I believe the two of them are going to push each other all the way to the end here. I had the privilege of having Jonathan push me to a dual win. He's pretty satisfied a lot of times to help push a truck to a win.
We got a little three-wide action back here. Somebody falling through the field. Actually, two cars in the middle there.
That was Elevated Esports, Ryan Chapman going by Elevated Esports, Britt Casey.
Well, he's a little shaky off turn two there. There's still three wide as they head down the backstretch, but Nicholas Moreau continuing to lead. Darren Clement on the inside. Boy, it's getting tight.
We do have the two teammates for Cyber Racing in the 95 and the 99 all the way up there in the three wide.
A little shaky there. Right, Aaron Satcher right there in the middle as well.
Oh, Ryan tried to come up and try to go outside of Aaron Satcher, but Aaron said, "Not today, Ryan."
Close racing up there. It's gonna be intense, guys. Intense. As we have 12 laps to go.
The 99 had sparks flying and came down. He had enough room to save it.
They are three wide, 4 rows deep right now.
I don't think we're done because the 95 is up alongside Ryan Chapman here.
Yeah, Satcher sees that in his mirror. Is going to move up there and try to hold off the 95 right now as they get back in line. All this happening behind the 15 and the 57, leading this outside lane. They're going to be clear of the inside lane.
You said it was going to ramp up.
Ooh, a little contact there in the tri-oval. Make it happen, but all these guys back here know that things have just ramped up even more here.
Yeah, they're three wide all the way back through the pack here. Nobody's making any moves up front.
I was just about to say things have settled down, but here comes somebody looking to the inside, making it three wide mid-pack once again.
Outside.
Brendan Pold on the outside.
The outside.
Oh, we got a wreck behind us. Behind us, we got a car in the wall. Looks like the 44 is involved. No caution so far. Actually, they stay straight. Green flag continues to fly here. Shaq Curran involved. Donnie Batiste involved with Barry Kramer, but we stay green.
So the outside actually had cleared the inside. Oh,
it's getting messy right here on the backstretch. 3 and 4 wide contact. There you go. There we go. We got a big one on the backstretch. It finally happened. It's like Joseph Burgess involved. I think the 89 was involved. Caution flies. Again, ticking time bomb.
Ooh, that was teammate on teammate. Alex Murphy and Martin Garreau were 4 wide at some point, at a point there.
Let's go back and look at our best retired auto carrier instant replay here to see if we can pick out what happened here down the backstretch. We got a car slow already. Let's back this up just a little bit. Something happened up front. Was that, who's the black truck right there? Tried to fit in a spot that was not, is that the 30?
Yeah, that's the 30 of Alex Murphy.
And backed off to try to get out of that. Let's go back and look here. He comes off the corner. Tries to look underneath the Reaper, number 32, shoves him down the apron, stacks him up. And wreck actually happens behind the 30 because the 50 got into him and they just kind of scattered.
Yeah, it looks like the 50 was 3 wide underneath the 72 and the 28 when the 30 kind of bounced off the 32 and came back, made it 4 wide. The 50 moved up, got into the 72, and then it was on from there.
More the 60 here. In front of him is flying. That's the truck I wanted to see. The 00. Get some air there. Is that 00? That's 08. Let's run on board with Brett Gardner here.
He's the
air.
00.
Almost gets into Solari there. Don't look back, Tony.
Yeah, actually, Tony almost got. If it wasn't for the 00, I think Tony would have got it collected by the 50. The 50 ends up hitting the 00 instead.
Well, we knew it was probably going to happen. And it may happen again, Richie.
Oh, absolutely. We're not done yet. We still have we're gonna have what, 7 or 8 laps left to go before we get the green here.
So
now, what I was trying to say before all that madness happened was that the outside line, top 5 on the outside line had cleared the inside line, and the 2 guys for the 95 and the 98 had moved to the bottom lane. So there was a lot of shuffling going on up front, and that was then everything happened behind.
Let's run through our top 10 here because we've got some new players up there now. The 15, Nicholas Moreau continues to lead. 57, Jonathan Atkins, he's been up there. Aaron Satcher's been up there, but look who's 4th. The 17 of Ryan Chapman's moved his way into 4th spot. Ted pulling up in 5th. He's been up there all night, so he's having a good run. You got Chris Gore, another elevated guy, just showed up all of a sudden here in 6th spot. Going to be lined up right behind Ryan Chapman, so they're going to be a threat here. Michael Thwaites in the number 7 or number 99. He's in 7th spot with the 71. Brendan Polk. We haven't called his name all night, but he's now in the top 10 and 8th spot. Darren Clemens lost some positions. He's back to 9th, and then in the top 10 right now, the 28 Casey McMullen is showing up at the end of this one.
He started 31st. He knows when the paychecks are cut.
Yeah. Yep. Pay window is open, and some of these guys are starting to show up here at the end.
So let's see if Nick opts to take the outside again. We have a repeat of the last restart.
Yeah, that went a little backwards than what we thought. We thought Nick would come down, but what actually happened to the 57 is actually came up behind him, and that's probably what we're going to see again as he takes the outside lane. But yeah, it's they like that second lane, and they're making it work. The only problem is you're going to have guys behind you now, the 17 who's been willing to cut the gap there, shoot the gap. So you got to watch that inside, that middle lane. I have no doubt that the 17 will try to use that middle to get around. Who is that in front of him?
That's Moreau.
Oh, so he's on the outside. So he could go either way. They're going to have to watch their mirrors here because the 17's showing he's willing to go places some other guys aren't.
Well, yeah, and the last restart was set up by the 13 not having the greatest of restarts right there on the 15, which allowed the 57 and the 32 to move up. So I don't know if I'd expect the same thing out of Ryan. I think he's going to be on it.
That's a good point. So maybe the 50. I'm just guessing here as we get ready for this restart. I'm guessing the 15 may actually get a good start, pull down, pull the 57 forward, and then they might move back up to the top. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Maybe the 15 stays up, tries to block the 17. We'll find out here shortly. How many laps do we got to go? We got
it's going to be
5 laps.
6 laps to go when they take the green flag.
Strap in.
It's going to be a wild ride.
Hold up.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we see another caution, to be honest with you. It's just like you get to the end of these races and things just kind of ramp up. You got some guys back there, 10th on back. They're like, man, I need to be in a better position here. And they're gonna try to do something to try to get some track position. And whether that works out, who knows?
They've extended it 1 extra lap here. I think we had some lineup issues. So that takes away a lap even yet. So now we're going to have 5 laps of green here before the end of the race.
I can't
just
say
to add a little bit more pressure to it.
Well, I can't say as a driver that if I'm in the top 5 or so, I'm not too disappointed. I really don't want another restart. But if I'm farther back than 5th or 6th, I'm like, come on, guys. We need an extra lap. I need it.
Yeah, I need an extra lap to get an extra position. Nicholas Moreau and Jonathan Atkins and are up there going, yeah, take as many as you need. Ryan Chapman, though, I bet you, is wanting as many laps as he can to get to the front.
Well, I think he's in good position right there, though. In 3rd or in 4th right there on the outside lane. I think it's in a very good spot. If I'm him, I'm pretty confident with where I'm at. Plus, I got a teammate behind me, the 89. Pretty good positioning right now. So I feel pretty confident if I'm him that I've got an opportunity to make a move. Now, that doesn't guarantee that that's going to work out, but at least you put yourself in position to maybe make something happen.
Yeah, if him and the 89 can get a run on the 15 going down the backstretch and get to the outside, put the 15 in the middle, that would be definitely the way to go. It's all a matter of what they get on this restart right here.
The bad thing is the drivers, you've had another lap to think about all the situations, all the circumstances, everything that can happen here on this restart. You just fill your mind with more stuff here and trying to make a plan. But I tell you, plans don't go as planned usually here at Daytona.
Nope, not at all. You can take it and throw it out the window.
All right. Well, the reset is going to be Nicholas Moreau on the outside, the 57 of Jonathan Atkins on the inside. You got Ryan Chapman on the outside of row 2. Inside of row 2 will be Aaron Satcher. You got Chris Gore, Ted Pullen. Your top 6. Pace car is going to peel off. Your leader, Nicholas Moreau, going to bring him down into the restart zone. Green flag flies. He gets a great jump, and we are off to racing. 5 laps left here at Daytona.
And Nicholas moves down in front of the 57. The 89 was not a great start, so Chapman left out there by himself.
Had a truck getting really squirrely back there behind him as well. It was Ted Pullen getting a little loose.
Oh, man, Nicholas is out there, man. This could be an issue depending on who picks him up.
Now he's going to move to the outside here, try to block that outside lane. Well, we got trucks on the apron back here behind him.
They're 3 wide, but in the meantime, Ryan Chapman moves to the inside. Put Ryan Chapman on the front row of the bottom now in front of Jonathan Atkins.
Atkins pushing Ryan Chapman on the inside, Nicholas Moreau on the outside with his help from the 89 of Chris Gore.
So elevated on the inside, leading the inside, and second on the outside.
4 laps to go. Nicholas Moreau back out front, using that outside lane, that momentum. Get a great push from the 89 of Chris Gore.
I thought Chris was going to try to go to the outside there.
Casey McMullen, sideways. Got a truck. Oh, this is going to be a big one off turn 2. A lot of trucks involved. Caution flies. It all started with the 28 getting squirrely, maybe from a bad push from behind.
And the 95 took a bad hit.
See what happens there. Best one tire on here. Instant replay. Actually, we're not even looking at the wreck guy. Let's see if we can back it up here and analyze. Looks like is that Jack Ritchie got into the. There was a check up there. Jack Ritchie got into the quarter panel of the 28, turned him down into some other cars and triggered that one.
And again, that could have been a whole lot bigger. I mean, it was pretty big as it was, but a lot of guys did great jobs trying to get through that.
That's heartbreak for Ted Pullen. He's run up front the whole night. The 32 involved as well right there. Darren Clemens.
Yeah, it looks like the 72 was maybe trying to shoot the gap to the middle there underneath the 28, and it just wasn't the hole there big enough for a truck.
Yeah, right there, right in front of the 8 of Brian Bliss. He gets through.
Tony Solari making his way through there. Trucks all around him crashing.
Back to the 28 right there. Trying to stay in it and turn him down into another truck. Not sure how much damage the 28 of McMullen has. But again, like a heartbreak for some of these guys running front. Ted Pullen, Darren Clement. Both those guys having a good run so far. And it comes to an end here with about 4 laps remaining.
And on the flip side of that, you got some guys that did a great job getting through it. Tony Solari, Marshall Johnson jumped to the apron as he saw all that going on, and he was able to make his way through unscathed, although it was one scary moment there. Some guys doing great jobs there.
24 truck. Oh, he just pushed into it, turned into it. Track was blocked. Literally inside other trucks. Let's look at the 8.
It's never good. It's never good when your night ends in somebody else's truck.
Maybe that was the 9 that I saw of Marshall Johnson. Let's go on board the 8 first. Get back up front. Slow. Go to the apron. Get as far away from it as you can. And that's exactly what he did. He misses it all.
That's what I'm saying. It could have been a whole lot worse than it was. A lot of guys doing some evasive maneuvers and making their way through with no issues.
It's Marshall Johnson here in the 9. Oh, we see a truck on the apron and immediately would have maybe slowed a little bit more, but he makes it through.
I don't know. I like to get by the super speedway accidents as quickly as possible.
Well, I mean, you got to exit like he did on the apron. I guess you've got a good point. Like, you just hurry up and get down there away from it, you know?
Yeah, they're going to be, do you know they're going to be coming down? It's a self-cleaning track. They're going to be coming down.
Well, we got Ryan Chapman out front now as the leader. Atkins, Moreau, Gore, and Satcher. We've mixed it up front just a little bit here. Our first of our green-white checkers.
So let me throw this at you. You got Elevated Esports. You got 2 guys behind them that are single car teams that have been working together most of the race and have been the class of the field. And then you got another Elevated Esports 4th. Ryan Chapman, does he take the outside?
Yes.
And his elevated teammate, which puts the 57 and the 15 together? Or do you try to break the 15 and the 57 up?
I think you would want teammates, but let's see what he looks like. He's going to take the bottom. I think 57 is trying to force him into the bottom. He'll pull up beside him like, nah, you stay down there. So he's going to take the bottom in front of Nicholas Moreau. Now, Nicholas has been a good pusher as well. My concern here would be Nicholas going to push Ryan Chapman out to the lead and shoot up in front of the 57. And we've seen those two work well together. So there's a lot that could happen right here.
Yeah, but we're also on a green-white checkered, and it's going to be everybody for everybody at this point.
You just come around and see the white, and then you got to settle it at that point. Exciting
Got
action.
some more new players in the top 10 here after that wreck. But yeah, we're green, white, checkered. First of 3 attempts at a green, white, checkered. If we get to the white flag, the next flag, which would be the checkered flag, ends the race.
It's going to be exciting. It's been a great race so far for these guys, putting on some great racing action here. The Sim Racing Points Truck Series here on Full Throttle Television, doing a great job. Opening race of the season. Who's going to get that first checkered flag of the season? That's it's going to set your season off right. Who's going to get it done? Ryan Chapman right now out front. You got Jonathan Atkins in second. Nicholas Moreau, Chris Gore, Aaron Satcher, your top 5. I say we got some people watching out there. Tony Solari has got a fan. His mom's out there cheering him on. Saying Tony escaped that one. Gave him a good luck early on as well. Got Diane Chapman out there pulling for Ryan Chapman. Ryan in position right now. We'll see what happens here. As they come off turn 4, we're going to see the pace car peel off for our first green, white, checkered attempt here at Daytona. Who's going to get it done? Leader Ryan Chapman, Jonathan Atkins in second, Chris Gore, Nicholas Moreau, Brendan Polt, your top 5. Pace car peels off. They enter the restart zone, and green flag flies, and we're about to settle it here at Daytona.
A little bit of a check up there because people were trying to anticipate when Ryan was going to go, but the front they're on top of each other.
2x2 as they go into turn 1, almost door to door. Is that 57 trying to get some help from the 89 of Chris Gore on the outside. But the 15, Nicholas Moreau giving the 17 a great push exiting turn 2.
They are all pushing each other on top of each other down the backstretch here. 2x2x2x2.
57 getting a good push, going to pull down to the inside. Just barely clear of the 17. He's going to take the lead of the outside lane over Ryan Chapman, put Jonathan Atkins to the lead.
Ryan Chapman, I don't think he's done. I bet him. Yep, he was about to say he's going to go up top, but that puts the 15 and the 57 together.
Yeah, but that's teammates on the outside, the 17 and the 89. White flag, 1 lap to go here at Daytona.
Doesn't matter what happens now. We are going to make it to the checkered flag. Who's going to take it?
Somebody's going to make it. 15 all over the 57, although the 17 is clear now. What does he do? Does he leave his teammate? Does he stay up top? What happens?
Brendan Polt pushing the 89, trying to find a way to the outside.
He's actually looked to the outside, but they closed that off as they head down the backstretch, heading to turn 3. Who's going to get it? Oh, you see the 89 in the wall. That's going to put the 17 out there by himself.
Oh, boy, there's a whole bunch. The 57 and the 15 are going to have a bit of a run here.
What's going to happen? 57, is he going to have enough of a run? He's coming out of turn 4, looks to the outside. Is he going to get there? It's going to be close. It's door to door. It's the 57's going to beat him to the line. Jonathan Atkins to the win here at Daytona.
What a move. What a show. Wow.
Wow. You don't know what's going to happen till you exit turn 4. I didn't think he was going to get there, Richie. He got there. He made that happen. 57, Jonathan Atkins steals the win at the last minute from the 17 of Ryan Chapman.
Jonathan Atkins needs to go down to the, I believe it's the 30s pit. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. I'm pretty sure it's the 30 who had a run down the backstretch. Of Alex Murphy, yes. He pulls to the outside of Jack Ritchie going down the backstretch and pulls up onto the 71 of Brendan Polt, which is what pushes Polt into the 89, which created the separation for the 57 to get that run. So he needs to go down and give Alex Murphy a beer.
The 57 down there celebrating with the fireworks on the backstretch. Hey, there's no fans back there, Jonathan. Come to the front. They want to see you. All right, he's going to drift around there. Let's go back and look at that last lap, man. That was exciting. White flag, 1 lap to go here. As they come down, they're going to take this as a replay. The white flag, 1 lap to go. Let's see what happens here as these guys get fighting for position. 57 on the inside, and Chapman was on the outside. He was in good shape. Had his teammate back there, the 89. And you had the 30 pushing him as well. Or no, the 71, sorry. 71 and Brendan Polt pushing him as well. They kind of get discombobulated there coming off the corner. 71 tries to give the 89 a push. He's trying to get the back of the 17. He does. And the 71 trying to fall back in line. But you're right. There's somebody comes 3 wide there, gets into the 71, who gets into the 89. That causes the checkup on the outside. That is the 30. of Alex Murphy. Allows the 57 to get that run through the inside, clears the outside lane, drafts up to the 17, pulls out at the last minute, comes up, tries to get that little bit of side draft. Actually, Ryan Chapman moved up and helped him, and the 57 gets enough of a side draft to come by and win the race.
Yeah, that little bit of gap that the 17 lost to the 89 just killed all of his momentum.
That's wild. Yeah. What a wild race.
He actually almost lost second to Chris Gore at the end. That was a .06 to .087 finish there for second to third.
Yeah, it's crazy. It was a great finish here. As always, these guys putting on a show here, the Sim Racing Points Truck Series. Let's look at the results for tonight's event, where the 57 of Jonathan Atkins is taking home the win. Second place for Ryan Chapman. I know he'll beat himself up for that, but still a solid finish to start off the season. Chris Gore in third there. A teammate to Chapman doing a great job in third. Fourth for Brendan Poult in the 71. Again, out of nowhere, another solid finish. He'll be a player this season. Nicholas Moreau in fifth. He was up there all night. Comes home with a fifth place finish. Aaron Satcher doing a great job out there in the 13. I can't say enough about that. He's still kind of learning this whole thing and getting it done tonight here. Sixth spot. He was up there all night. Solid finish. Seventh spot for the 72 of Jack Ritchie. He showed up in the top 10 here late. Alex Murphy finishes his night up in eighth spot in the number 30. Ninth for the 28 of Casey McMullen. Even though he got turned down into a truck late there, he's able to hang on to a top 10 finish. Simon Magden in the 46 rounds out your top 10. 11th spot for the 99. That's Michael Thwaites. 12th spot for Brett Casey in the 88. 13th for the 22. Michael Blackner finishes right where he started. 14th for the 11 of Tony Solari. 15th for Wayne Grassi in the 7. And then 16th spot for the 9 of Marshall Johnson.
Shad Curran comes home 17th with Brett Gardner, who was up in the air there, finishes 18th. Joseph Burgess finishes 19th, followed by Derek Catt in 20th. Brian Bliss comes home 21st. Kyle Milliken, after being strong early on, same thing with William Lark. They finished 22nd and 23rd. Alan Duranco, 24th. The 32 comes home 25th of Darren Clement. Martin Garreau finishes 26th. Chris Beck, 27th. Barry Kramer, 28th. And that was your last car on the lead lap. Joshua O'Connor finishes 29th. Chad Lang, 30th. JC Evans comes home 31st, followed by Eric Driggins in 32nd. Ted Pullen, after having a great race all race long, comes home 33rd. And Donnie Batiste rounds out our field in 34th.
All right, well, that's an exciting finish to an exciting race and a great way to kick off the 2026 A season. When we come back, we'll talk to our top three finishers and see what they have to say. We'll do all that after this commercial break. We'll be right back after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We are Best One.
The best tires.
The best customer service.
The best automotive service.
The best team.
And the best customers. You see, Best One isn't just our name, it's who we are. Since 1948, Best One has been delivering quality and dependable tires and full-service automotive care to our customers. Best One, selling tires, serving people. We are Best One.
Back here at Daytona International Speedway, wrapping up the Daytona 200 for the Sim Racing Points Truck Series here on Full Throttle Television, where an exciting finish has led to Mr. Jonathan Atkins getting it done here tonight. Let's look and see. Let's kick it over to our post-race show presented by Sim Racing Points. There we go. Let's see if we can talk to some of our top three. Well, we got top two. We'll start with our second place finish, and I'll let you take this one, Richie. We'll talk to second place, Mr. Ryan Chapman.
Ryan Chapman, fantastic drive tonight, coming home P2. Led was up front. I believe you won the stage. You had a great early truck. Fell back a little bit there towards the middle section, but made your way back up to second, doing some fantastic shucking and driving there. Tell me about your race, bud.
Well, to correct you, I got second in the stage. Kyle won the stage. Just had to throw my guys out there, you know. But no, it was fun. It was intense for sure. Just with Kyle's blinking in the first stage, not trying to wreck him, to trying to push him back up to the front, and then, you know, kind of had damage from that caution that came out where I almost got turned. So it was a very eventful time. But yeah, I love these tracks. I love knifing my way through because it's just what I love to do, and I kind of got a nit for it and finding my way to the front. And I told my guys, one of our new guys, Britt Casey, I told him, like, listen, just grab to my trunk and just follow. And I tried to pull him up as close as I could, but yeah, that was a fun race.
Well, firstly, what you got to do is go back to your buddy Britt, tell him to get the paint scheme all straightened out for Atlanta next week.
I got you.
Tell me about that last lap, dude. You were second coming out of 4. You made the move to come up in front of your other teammate, Chris Gore. You and Chris make it past Jonathan through 1 and 2. You're setting sail down the backstretch looking for your win, and Chris gets tagged by Brendan, and you got a gap. What was going through your mind right then?
Not gonna lie, I was saying I'm dead. I'm done. It's over. Like, I lost the race. I was gonna pull the normal Ryan move and try to make my car as wide as possible and be dangerous, but you know, it's a new Ryan, 2026. So we're trying to race smart here this year. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it all I got. I'm not going to wreck him for the win, but I'm going to try to do what I can. But he just had too big of a run to the point where I couldn't pull him back.
New Ryan, new number, new season. I like it. And listen, I got to give
new scheme.
Yeah, new paint scheme for sure. And kind of a new team as well with the EPI there. So we'll get to that in a minute, I'm sure. But man, I just got to give you praises there. I give you credit there at the end, man. You moved up trying to make that block, but it wasn't it. You know, you just tried to do everything you could to hold the 57 back. You knew he had a run. But for you guys to finish there and not wreck coming to the start-finish line, I know we've seen it so many times, these races end in a wreck. But credit to both you guys, all you guys up front, for finishing that green, white, checkered clean and green. It was an awesome race, man. And that's what it's about, creating memories. I know you didn't come out on the end you wanted, but, man, it was an exciting finish, and you were a part of it.
That's all that matters at the end of the day. I love having this branded EPI truck up front and shining as always, because obviously those guys support me watching and all that, and they let me run their logo, and it's just it's cool to see them up front running with me and just really putting that logo out there for people to check them out if they're in the Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Hampshire area.
Well, I was going to still open up the floor for you to do some shout outs, but you beat me to it. But you have any other shout outs you want to give here with your fantastic second place finish tonight with the new number 17?
I know Diana was out there watching. She made a few comments in chat there, so I know she was watching as well.
Yeah, she's always watching. I know my dad's watching, so big shout out to them. Also, shout out to the branded guys. I know they're watching. One of the two is I know Richard Holmes is definitely watching, so shout out to him. He's actually the drummer for the band. But yeah, Branded Country, they're great band. can't thank them enough for just supporting me in my iRacing journey. Also, obviously, Elite Performance Industries, they obviously give me some of the best setups on the sim to actually perform to what I do on the sim and how good of runs I have and just what they've made me into over the years. Obviously, Gums Auto Center, who supports the whole team. Elevated Outdoors, Victory Fuel. Obviously, you guys for putting this on. It's always a great broadcast and always cool to watch it back and see. I'm gonna have to go watch that race, even though it's gonna hurt to watch me lose. But obviously, I want to go back and rewatch it. But hey, I got Atlanta coming up. It's another super speedway. I've won there in the A car, so I'm pumped for that. But I'm pumped. I should have the points lead, so it's all that matters is the points lead. But yeah, obviously everyone that helps out with Elevated, Kyle, Chris. I know Chris is a little nervous, so he didn't get to do his interview. But big shout out to him for getting his podium.
I was gonna say, where did Chris run off to? Get him in here.
I tried. Brody, trust me, I tried. You should have heard me. I was screaming. I'm like, yeah, Chris got a podium. He was like, I don't want to do an interview. I'm like, okay, I'm going to give him his interview. Yeah. I know, but I'm giving him his interview. Shout out to him. Shout out to my EPI teammate. He did phenomenal tonight. I'm glad he was able to get a podium, but big shout out to Chris for performing like he did. I know it's been a rough stretch for him, so I'm super, super pumped for him. Also, Kyle, I know Kyle caught up in something, and then obviously our new teammate Britt Casey, who does not run a lot on the sim, does not run many super speedways, but he did phenomenal tonight. So big shout out to him. Just everyone around. Sorry, we're missing JP, which is sad, but hopefully we'll be racing with him soon again. But yeah, just shout out to all the boys. Shout out to my parents, everyone that kind of tunes in and watches.
All right. Well, there's our second place finisher, Ryan Chapman. I always love to see that we have some real life sponsors on the cars here, and we can give them some shout outs as well. But Brody, did Jonathan ever make it to Victory Lane? I know he was doing some donuts and stuff on the backstretch there. Did you ever find him over there in Victory Lane?
Yeah, I was kind of worried he's going to catch his truck on fire back there with the fireworks going off. But I think he's made it to Victory Lane. I'm standing beside Jonathan Atkins, who finally did make it to Victory Lane after making some taking a detour back there on the backstretch. Man, you admiring the fireworks back there or what?
Yeah, I figured I'd make a good picture doing the burnout in front of the fireworks. And I kind of forgot what I was supposed to do when I won, so I was about to pull off and stop, but
you don't know what to do with your hands.
I was lost.
Yeah, I understand. Well, man, hey, what an exciting finish there, man! Coming off turn 4, I honestly, I was like, I don't think he's got enough of a run, man. But you pulled to the outside, you were able to make that move, get a little bit of side draft, get a little push from behind, and you were able to surge ahead and win this race off of turn 4, man. It was fun to watch. How was it in the truck?
Yeah, I didn't really think we were gonna have a big enough run until the top kind of got checked up there, and then he was kind of out on an island, and I mean I didn't have a huge run, but when he moved up to kind of block and side draft me, it just put him right in the perfect spot for me to pull around him. So it was exciting. That was I don't normally enjoy super speedway racing, but that was a lot of fun.
Well, it's a lot more easy to enjoy it when you end up in Victory Lane end of the night, man. Congratulations. What an exciting race all the way through. You worked with Nick Moreau all throughout the night. Seemed like you guys were kind of linked up one way or the other. Had a couple of restarts where you guys were trying to figure out how to work that out and get in line. Were you guys communicating at all? Was it just you just working off vibes? What's going on there?
No, I felt like Nick was probably the best at pulling the line, and I was kind of up there. Donnie got wrecked early on in the race, and it was just me, and I was like, well, I'm just going to try to push Nick till we get to turn 4. And then, we got turn 4 on the last lap, and then we just kind of got shuffled through there. But no, we didn't plan it, didn't talk or anything. I knew that he was going to be fast, and he was one I could stick with, and so I was kind of at the mercy of everybody around me. I pushed really well. Once I got to the front of the line, it kind of fell apart, and I'd get shuffled back. So my plan was to just push whoever was in front of me as hard as I could push them. So
Yeah, well, the plan worked out at the end. It's exactly, maybe not exactly as you drew it out, but things go crazy on the last lap. You never really know what to expect there. Richie, I'm going to throw it to you, let you have a word with him.
Well, I was going to ask him about the Moreau thing, but I'll go at it with the same thing that I went with Ryan. So coming out of turn 4, coming to the white flag, you're leading. You got Ryan Chapman behind you. He pulls up to the outside. He's got his teammate. They both kind of go by you, and then going down the backstretch, you're running, I think, 3rd or 4th. The top line is moving, and then all of a sudden the 71 gets into the back of the 89, and then that kind of separates the top. What were you thinking going into 4 there? I mean, you saw Ryan was going to probably be a sitting duck. Did you start drooling a little bit at that point?
Yeah, I kind of, I was kind of had threw in the towel going down the backstretch because the top line had such a run. I was like, there's no way we're going to make it up. And then whatever happened where they got checked up there, it was one of them that my eyes lit up. So I felt like as long as I could get clear of the 89, and I didn't even know they were teammates really going into it, but as long as I get clear of the 89, I had a shot to at least try to put a move on Ryan. So it worked out.
It was pretty exciting out there for sure. It was really exciting. You guys put on a great show there at the end. You never say never, though, at these super speedways. Last lap, never give up. You never know what's going to happen. We've seen guys lose connection on the last lap. Guys run out of fuel on the last lap. Like anything can happen at these super speedway races, man. But at the end of the day, you're the one here in Victory Lane holding the checkered flag, raising the trophy. Congratulations once again. I'm going to throw it to you, let you do your shout outs and your sponsor plugs.
Yep, I appreciate it. First thing, Wyatt, and for all the work he does on setups. Like I said, the truck I could just pull up into anybody and go. To all my Shock Eye teammates, Studio 10 Wraps, Miller Family Trucking, Churchill Roofing, Back Construction, and last but not least, my smoking hot wife.
It's been a while since we heard that. Good to have you back in Victory Lane, man. Congratulations on the win tonight, man. You start off the season strong with a win here at Daytona. We go to Atlanta next week. Look for you to be a contender there as well, man. Congratulations. Good luck next week in Atlanta, and we'll see you there.
All right, thank you.
There's your winner tonight, the 57, Jonathan Atkins. Richie, he doesn't seem that excited. He don't sound as excited as we were. We saw the stuff going on out there.
Well, sometimes you got to be cool. You got to be calm and cool and collective, and sometimes that pays off. And you could be kind of calm and cool when you get to Victory Lane anytime you want.
Yeah, we got some chatters out there that said, holy, what a move for the win. Congratulations. I agree with that sentiment. That was a great race. They kept it clean too, Richie. And I got to give credit to all the drivers out there tonight. It was a really good race.
Yeah.
Sure, we had some wrecks. We had some accidents. So you're going to have that from time to time. But I got to give a credit to everybody out there that put on a great show. These super speedways can get messy. We know that on iRacing. We've seen it before. We've seen what can happen. But everybody did a great job out there tonight.
Yeah, the one thing I really want to point out, and I hope a lot of people take this to heart, is what Ryan Chapman did there coming out of 4.
Yes.
Ryan Chapman came out of 4, had the opportunity to really make an issue out of that, but he chose not to. He chose to come home and finish second. And now what that does is that instead of wrecking and coming out of Daytona in a hole, he's now possibly leading the points, at least second in points. And now he's not in a hole, and because it's no longer you're winning the end. Now you got to have points at every single race, and that was a smart move. And I hope that a lot of people take a look at that and see the difference of what it means to finish one of these races.
That's a great point. But also, I know Jonathan's one of those guys who will remember that as well. Your peers out there will remember the moves you make. And the fact that he didn't choose to throw a bad block and wreck them both, Jonathan will remember that. So if Jonathan's in the other position, he's going to remember. It's like, okay, he cut me a break there. He didn't do, some of these guys say, I'm going to do everything I can. He didn't do that. He gave him, he was a gracious race. They raced it out. He allowed them to race it out. So Jonathan will remember that. And I'm sure the peers will as well, man. So again, like I said, great race tonight, exciting race, eventful race. And we get to do it all again next week. Next Wednesday night, 9 p.m., they'll be back at Atlanta Super Speedway, or Atlanta Motor Speedway. It is a super speedway, but we get to see some super speedway racing action from Atlanta next week, and you can watch it right here. Tune in every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. next Wednesday at Atlanta Motor Speedway. It should be a lot of fun to see those guys tackle that tough track. It's going to throw some curveballs to them, I'm sure.
Yeah, because that's the super speedway. That's a whole lot tighter. You cannot run 3 wide there.
Oh yeah.
So
Well,
it's a bit tighter. So we'll see what happens.
You say that, but I guarantee you we'll see some 3 wide racing action next week.
Yeah, they'll prove me wrong,
Yeah.
but you're not supposed to. But yeah, it's a lot tighter. So it's a little bit different than running Daytona and Talladega. So yeah, hopefully we'll see some good racing there too.
Man, I look forward to it, and I hope you guys are looking forward to it as well. You can catch us next Monday night. But that's going to do it from here at Daytona. The first race in the books for the 2026 A season. And Jonathan Atkins getting it done here tonight, holding the checkered flag at Daytona. So for Richie Coy and everybody at Full Throttle Television, my name is Brady Hanna. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you had fun like we did. And we'll see you next Wednesday night from Atlanta.